Breakfast with Cobb Colvin.
Trickstar Radio.
23 minutes past 8 here on Trickstar Radio. That one, Tell Me Why You Worry, featuring Zongo Bongo. One of my favourite tunes of the month. Burland, how are you feeling? Give me some information about this tune, man, because it sounds like it sounds like it's a bit of like it's your baby in a way.
It is my baby, and it was. I think it was the first tune I started in this kind of style, like mixing like the Ghanaian drums with well, it's kind of like a two-step 140 beat sort of thing.
We were saying this off air, weren't we? Like I didn't clock it. I didn't realise it was at 140 BPM, and I was like, no, I've listened to it, and I'm like, oh my god, I can play this in grime sets. And it sounded amazing. It kind
of started as like a two-step 140 beat, and then I was like adding all these drums, and then it was like. It was back when I used to spend ages on tunes and you know, get really distracted and stuff like that. But it was good because it was like an experiment, because I was like new to it. So yeah, that tune started like 2 years ago probably, and I finished it as a different version that had some vocals I sampled, and it had like a different arrangement and stuff. And then when I was in Ghana, I was introduced to Zongo Bongo through Ollie from the Busy Twist, and I showed him some beats, played him that one. He was like, yeah, this is cool, man, let's do something. And we didn't have time to do it whilst I was there, but he's really good at he's always on like Facebook Messenger, whatever. So we chat all the time about like what we're doing, and he sort of goes studio sessions and sends a stem sort of thing. So it was like back and forth over the internet.
But it's one that wasn't kind of like left in the ether. It was one that both of you were like keen on getting.
Yeah, for
sorted,
sure.
yeah.
Like he's a really good person to work with because he's on it. Like if we've made a plan to get him on a track, it will happen like as soon as possible, sort of thing. And he's great at coming up with like hooks and stuff. He's got a wicked style,
and I think that tune as well, there's something so catchy about that tune, and I think that's why it's had such that's like the lead track off the EP, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's probably why it's had such a good response, because everyone's walking around humming it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I'm like, I'll sing along to it, but I'll be like, I don't speak the language that he's like half of it sung in, so I'm like, it's almost like you learn like the vowel sounds that he's doing, but you have no idea like whether you're. I have to sit down and learn it one day.
And get it fully translated and be like, I know exactly what I'm saying here. So
he does actually send me a translation and the meaning of.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So what? He'll write the stuff out, then rewrite it all out.
Mostly
in English?
to find a name for the track.
Okay.
The new we're working on a new one. It's near completion, and it's very similar. Same kind of like two-step beat at like 140 BPM, and similar instrumentation with like the little kalimba samples and West African percussion. But yeah, he'll be like, what are we going to call this thing? And then he'll, because he's never like, okay, this is what we're going to call it. He's like, what should we call it? So he'll write out everything, and then we'll try and come up with a name.
So it's a very collaborative process. It's not like I want this to happen, I want this to happen. It's very much like, no, let's work it out together, sort of thing. Which is a really good way to be, especially when you're coming up with magic like that. Obviously, you did kind of do a lot of traveling in regards to putting a lot of the stuff together. Like, how would you describe the experience of going to another continent in the kind of like with the vision of making music?
It can be stressful, it can be incredibly rewarding. It requires like some pretty serious engagement in your surroundings, so like, you want to be in a good headspace and switched on. Like, I wasn't really like going out or drinking while I was there. I was like, getting up early and like just sort of working, basically.
Rather than seeing it like a holiday, it's
but it was so much fun. It wasn't like, because the thing is, when I went last time, it was like, whilst I had already recorded these drummers, I actually, through some kind of strange circumstances, I just didn't have their contact details, like literally didn't have them and couldn't get them. So I was like thinking I obviously want to meet up with them, but it was only like in the last week of being there that I actually managed to track them down.
To find a way
the
of
excitement on Adote's face when he was like, and I came and visited him in his village, and I was like a celebrity, man. He's like, oh, this is my friend Tom from England. Like, we recorded and stuff, and like it was so much fun.
That's some old school stuff, because you never hear of that now, do you? Like, I didn't have no way of contacting them.
And that's the thing with them. It's like they're getting better at it. Like, but yeah, they've they are actually in Scotland at the moment, so I can speak to them on a UK number.
On a UK number, yeah.
But like, yeah, you most of the time you got to call them on their Ghanaian numbers. Like maybe they don't pick up, they haven't got email and stuff. So I have to go to them to work with them basically. So it just depends. Yeah, I guess it depends. Like how, working with different people works in different ways. Like with Zongo Bongo, we go splits on the tune. It's very much collaboration. Like we're both like, we want to see it do well and like see it progress in the world or whatever. But with like KXVU, the drummers, it's like, I just pay them up front. Like we have a fun time in the studio. They enjoy doing it, but it's not like they're not like as after the studio session, they're not like as invested in it.
Yeah.
So it just works differently.
It's almost like they've given you the product. It's now yours.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's just work for them. They're like, cool. Let's play some drums over these beats. Let's like what vocals have we got for this? It's kind of like that, and then that's them done, sort of thing.
But it's good. It's good to have the variation as well, I think. In regards to obviously traveling to create music, would you recommend it?
I would. I mean, it's not a yes or no answer, but it's like I would recommend it because it's an amazing experience. It can be very expensive as well, depending on where you're going. I'd say it's not necessary. It's a much more fun way of engaging with music from a different culture, and you get a kind of holiday and travel experience out of it. And like it's if you're the sort of person that loves experiencing like unforeseen circumstances, good and bad, then go. But some people like to, when they're working or whatever, when they're trying to create something, they like to know what's going to happen. But for this, it's like I'm going back in January, and I know who I'm working with, and we've got a rough plan, so it's going to be much more efficient. And like any time not in the studio, it's just going to be like chilling out or whatever, or like preparing for the next studio session. Whereas the last one was like, I need to find people and explore this place. So it depends, but I'd say if you want to work with music from a different culture, like just look around, because there's like we live in a multicultural society, and there's all sorts. I mean,
especially in Brighton of all places.
Yeah, there's just so many. Like you don't need to. I didn't go to Ghana to do this. I just now go to Ghana because I met Ghanaian musicians here. So it's like. Yeah, it's not necessary, but it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun, yeah, it's cool. Right, let's jump into another tune, shall we? This one is from yourself, obviously. That's what we're doing for this next hour. This one goes by the name of Ago. Is it Agu or Ago?
Ago.
Cool.
Yeah.
Give me some information on this one.
So this one is unreleased at the moment.
Getting exclusive this morning.
Yeah, I really want to put this one out, but it's kind of like the Adote who's sung on it. He didn't write that tune. Apparently it's like a traditional song, but it's been arranged by the old singer of KXVU, who I don't know where he is. I have no idea. So at some point, hopefully I'll track him down, like make sure, because I don't want to put music out if it's not
if it's not proper.
If it's not proper, there's no point. And I think arguably it's the tune that's had the best in mixes and stuff, or like if I just show people my tunes, that this seems to be the one that like gets the most love. So arguably it could be the biggest tune I put out. So I want to do it properly. Sure. Cool. And I'm not in a rush to put it out, but I do want to put it out.
Definitely want to put it out there. Right, 32 minutes past 8 here on Trickstar Radio. This one is Ago by a man like Burland. We are live on Trickstar Radio. It's breakfast.
Waking up Brighton.
Breakfast with KXVU.